Good morning, good morning, good morning. This is Elder Lysandra Brooks, aka your girl Lala. Just wanted to come on real quick and drop a nugget. I'm not going to talk about it and go into it much depth right now. I may come back a little bit later because as I was reading and researching this morning, God was speaking. So I thank God for that. But I just want to share this with you and read this scripture just to encourage someone today. Sometimes we just got to fight for what is rightfully ours, what belongs to us. Sometimes we just have to fight and take back what the enemy has stolen from us. We have to go and get that back. First Samuel, the 30th chapter. I'm gonna start reading at the 8th verse, and I'm gonna drop down to the 17, and we'll see where we stop from there. And I'm gonna have to go. But in the 8th verse, it says, "And David inquired at the Lord, saying, Shall I pursue after this troop? Shall I overtake them? And he answered him, the Lord answered him and said, Pursue, for thou shalt surely overtake them, and without fail you shall recover all." And right here, the Amalekites had came and invaded Ziklag and had taken David's two wives and everyone in the camp and everything in the camp. They had even burned it. So the Amalekites was not a friend of God's people. And listen, and then verse 17 it says, "And David smote them because he followed the instructions of the Lord." He inquired of the Lord, first of all. He just didn't move out in his self, in his flesh, and in his emotions. Because if you would read the chapter, it says that the men were weeping. Everything they owned, their families, their children were taken, their wives were taken. They were grieving. They were just weeping to no end until they didn't even have any more tears to cry. But once they gathered themselves, David shook back and he said, "Let me inquire of the Lord. Bring me Athar, bring me the ephod. Let me seek the Lord. Let me see what he's saying, because something got to be done." David wasn't scared of nothing. Okay. And it said the Lord gave him instructions not only to pursue, but he would not only pursue, but he would overtake. Not only would he overtake, but without fail, he would recover every single thing. And don't you know? He did just that. In verse 17, it says, "And David smote them from the twilight even unto the evening of the next day, and there escaped not no man of them save 400 young men which were riding camels." Y'all, that's the only way they were able to get away from David. And it said in verse 18, "And David recovered all that the Amalekites had carried away, and David rescued his two wives, and there was nothing lacking to them, neither small nor great, neither sons nor daughters, neither spoil nor anything that they had taken to them." David recovered all. I want to tell you today that yes, the Amalekites of this world may have come and taken some things from you, may have robbed you, have stolen from you, depleted you, counted you out, and just thought they would just strike a match and throw it and burn up everything that you have ever known. I want to encourage you today that you have entered into your due season, and you are getting ready to not only pursue, you're getting ready to not only pursue, but to overtake, not only to pursue and overtake, but without fail, you are getting ready to recover everything that the enemy has stolen from you. He has to pay it back sevenfold. He has to give it back unto you, multiplied back unto you. You will end up with much more than what you had, because that's just the kind of God we serve. We serve the God of much more than enough. I want to encourage you on today. Some things are just worth fighting for. Some things are worth that are rightfully ours, rightfully yours, or worth fighting for. We just got to dig in, and we got to seek the Lord on what strategy to take, to pursue, to overtake, and to recover without fail, because God says we're winners. God says that we're overcomers, and we have to seek him. Lord, how do you want me to pursue? How do you want me to handle this situation in the office? How do you want me to handle those people that have wrongly accused me, that have stolen from me, that have betrayed me? How do you want me to handle? Because see, when we get in this flesh, we flesh. This is a fleshly body right here. This is flesh, and we hurt. If you cut us, we're going to bleed. I don't care how spiritual we are. If you cut your finger, sweetheart, you're going to see some red. You're going to bleed. We are human. We're in this world, but we're not of this world. So people hurt our feelings. People, when they talk about us and do all types of things to us, it hurts. I'm a living witness. It hurts. So when that happens, we can strike out in our emotions. We could lash out and backlash within our emotions, and it's not from a good place. So when we react from our emotional place, from the place of hurt, we end up hurting other people, and the results from that of trying to get retaliate, it ends up damaging, and sometimes we come out worse than what it was when we went in. So that's why it's important for us to seek God, to seek him for directions, as David got before and sought the Lord and waited to get an answer. And he said, yes, David, you have my stamp of approval. I want you to pursue them, but I want you to know, not only, son, will you pursue them, but you're going to overtake them, and you're going to recover everything that is rightfully yours. So fight for what is yours on today. Be encouraged. Don't grow weary. Don't throw in the towel. Again, I have read to you 1 Samuel, the 30th chapter, the 8th verse. Then I dropped down to the 17th and read down from there. Sometimes we just got to fight for what is rightfully ours. Be blessed on today. Be encouraged. Know that you always need to be your authentic self, that quitting is never an option, and you are a person with purpose.